So Seer, the PvP god, the PvP queen of everything, taking off the buffs. Always removing the buffs of the enemies. Let's get into this. I've been playing Seer all day in PvP, like 50 battles. I kept refreshing because it was so much fun. Here we have a blind Seer resurrecting people and putting up the block damage buff on them, which is very hard to deal with right after she does that. So boom, Seer takes it all down and kills everybody. So if you're like me, you fight people in arena all the time that apply buffs, counterattack, increase defense, unkillable, take no damage. A blind Seer will resurrect everybody, do the same thing. Then you have situations like I have all day long. At 3,199 in arena, all I face all day are Seekers paired with Skull Crowns. And Skull Crown, of course, when she loses damage, she has the unkillable buff on her for 1 turn. So, or take no damage. Whatever it is, I think it's unkillable for 1 turn. And you need a way to take care of that so she won't go again. A lot of times she'll counterattack immediately and from the defensive tree and do damage, massive damage to you. So you need a way to combat that. And Seer is the answer to all of it. She is so good. Now keep in mind, she's only level 50. We don't have an accuracy banner on her, which is very needed to have an accuracy banner with her. And she doesn't have 20% additional crit damage that she could have with Masteries as well, along with, other additional increases in the support tree. Oh yeah, this was a hard battle to accuracy. So this team is insane. This is an all void team, very fast, very good, very well geared. And this Baron would just light me up if he did a special move. Luckily he didn't. But if I would have been level 60 and I had my accuracy banner, they would have died all right here. They would have been dead. I'm telling you, they would have been dead right here. Because we're going to take all these buffs, ours and theirs. We would have taken theirs. We would have killed this blind Seer easily. We would have killed this Arbiter. It wouldn't have been a problem. It would not have been a problem. We would have killed them all straight out. And that's 2 epics, a rare, and an Arbiter that we get from doing, the missions. So it's pretty sweet. I mean, it's not bad. But and also, Zargala could have killed her right then. That would have been very nice, and we wouldn't have had to deal with this all over again. This team it's got 2 AoE rezzers. It's insane. It's got Warlord. It's got Baron. I mean, come on. This team is crazy. Very crazy. So I had a long battle with this, but I wanted to show because I still couldn't believe I won against this team. If I would have brought in my Martyr, which I usually have in Seer's place, I bring in Martyr. She does the AoE provoke. So I could have provoked all of them if I was fast enough. She has plenty of accuracy to make sure I land that on most of all these. So that wouldn't have been a problem. But if I was fast enough to get the provoke up on all of them and then start taking them out, it might have worked out. Or I could always, if I was fast enough, I could always come in here with Rosin Scarhide and drop all their turn meters as well. But it is really cool to have options to remove buffs. Even though it removes all your buffs, it removes their buffs. First off, it removes buffs first. So if they have take no damage, it removes buffs first, then it applies damage, and then it'll apply a sleep, which more times than not, it does the sleep. The sleep really does. And then you can wait it out, come back in with your high DPS person, and take them out. So it's really cool. So we should be good with this. This is it. Boom. Done. Finally. Finally. I was really happy to win that battle. Very happy to win that battle. Trust me. Those guys are no joke. Not at all. And Baron can just wipe you out with his true damage in 1 hit. So I don't know. I got lucky there to be able to beat them with this. So if you have a Seer, take her to 50, gear her out. I'll show you her gear at the end of this. If you haven't seen my Seer video on my review on her, I just put it up yesterday. Watch the whole thing. We go into dragons, we go into spiders, we go into everything else. I go over everything about her. Some things that I'm disappointed about, how she does damage on bosses, I go into that as well. But today, it's all about Seer and PvP, and she is a champ. A true champion. So if you have her and you always face Skull Crowns, you always face Seekers, you face them together, then get her. Get her to 50. It's not that hard to take champions to 50. For, over time, it's really not that hard to take champions to 50. I don't feel like. So here we go. Boom. There's Skull Crown doing her unkillable. There's Seeker. Whenever he gets crit, he will do the increased defense, which promotes very slow play, which is very good in arena. We need that. But if you don't want to deal with it, just take it off, do damage, and if they're still alive, put them to sleep. So it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And that's basically 50% of all my arena battles at 3,199 are me facing Seeker and Skullcrown. And usually together, all the time. This is what people love to play in arena. And it's done. We don't have to worry about it at all. So I really did. I did like 50 battles today. I even spent gems to refresh because I was having so much fun playing Seer. Of course, you need a fast team. My Arbiter is like 313 speed. My Apothecary is about 280 speed, maybe more. So you need to be able to be fast. It's really good too that I'm using Arbiter and Apothecary. They both apply buffs. I have to have those buffs to do damage. I need those buffs here to do damage to the enemy team. If I don't have those buffs and they don't have any buffs, there's no use in bringing Seer in there. If they don't have any buffs whatsoever, you're not playing against a team with buffs, you're not worried about buffs, obviously don't bring in Seer. Bring in Lua for AoE damage after you do Zargala's AoE decrease defense. Bring in anybody who does crazy AoE damage. You don't need to bring in Seer then. It's only if they have buffs, but buffs are a major thing in this game. If they have buffs that are unkillable, that receive no damage, to do increased defense, there are a lot of buffs out there, counterattack, that you don't want to deal with. And you don't have to. If you have a Seer, bring her in here, take care of business, or put them all to sleep, just like this. And then you saw what I did. I put them all to sleep, and then I didn't want to do damage and wake anybody up. I wanted them to lose their turn, so I didn't use any abilities of my Arbiters that would do damage, or my Apothecary. I just healed anybody because they didn't need healing, but I didn't want him to do his 3-hit and wake up some people. They take a turn immediately. And then I came in with Zargala, Devastate, and AoE them down dead. Very easy to do. You don't want to hit 3 different people and get unlucky with Apothecary, and then they all wake up and they take their turn. Instead, they skip their turn because they're asleep, and then we go in there and kill them. Now this team right here has almost 1,000 score, right? So they are super strong, super crazy gear. They must have high resistance as well to have that kind of a score. My team's only like 110, even though I have a level 50 Seer, but they're 94,000 with just 2 of them. Crazy. I'm sure it would have really hurt if she would have hit me back. It would have really hurt. Really hurt. Skullcrown would have probably lit me up pretty hard, but instead, easy day. Took him out so easy. Again, I love Seer. I can't wait to take her to 60. I can't wait to get that 20% additional crit damage. I can't wait to get additional accuracy with her on the support. I can't wait to get that accuracy banner on her at 60 to give her more accuracy to make sure I don't have issues where she won't take the buffs away. And she's going to be flying. I'm going to be using her a lot right here. I'm going to be using her a lot in arena, just in arena. Do I want to use her to clear waves? Yes, but you can't really. I was disappointed in her review yesterday on the boss damage she did. If you watch my review, I thought it was a very good review. There were some fun things in there, but I didn't like the damage she did against bosses at all. Waves, I was impressed with the wave damage. I even said so. I was impressed with how she operated in PvP. I even said that. I went over everything with her, but I didn't like how much they nerfed her on bosses. Of course, she was overpowered, did way too much damage to the spider boss, way too much. But now she won't do any damage to bosses in general, not a lot. And she won't do any damage whatsoever if there are no buffs up. If there are no buffs on your team and there are no buffs on the enemy team, she will not do any damage. You're better off bringing anybody else in there in that case. So if you were to bring her in to try to just like wipe out waves, say you wanted to take out the 2 first waves, you're going into Ice Golem really quick. Well, it would take a lot of setup. You need to make sure that right away, of course, you decrease defense, and then you get a lot of buffs up on your side, and then you use her skill. Then you got to get her skill off cooldown. Wave 2, you got to do the same exact thing. You got to get a lot of buffs up, you got to do decreased defense, and then you got to use her skill. So there is a cost to it. There's a heavy cost to it. Taking away your buffs, speed buffs, heal over time buffs, increased defense buff, whatever you have. So, oh yeah, on this fight, so she should hit hard. She should hit harder on bosses. I feel she should hit harder on bosses for sure, but she doesn't. So I just wanted to show you that if you're fast enough, also you don't always have to bring in your Seer, of course. You could bring in your Rosin Scarhide as long as you deplete their turn meter. Because here she would have hurt them, and she would have put people to sleep if they didn't die, because they're pretty tanky, right? But then this Doom Priest would have removed the sleep. They might have taken turn. Skull Crusher is going to take his turn anyway. He always removes a buff, lowers 1 turn of a buff. All buffs on him, lowers it by 1 turn. Usually provokes on 1 turn, usually sleeps on 1 turn. So he would have removed it from him, and he would have buffed up the team. So instead I brought in a safe play for that one, just to show you a little something different. So we're back to Seer. Same old stuff. You want to bring Seeker out here? You want to bring Skull Crowns against me? That's fine. I am ready for you now. I am so ready for you now to take them out. So here it is. This is the end of the video, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to go over her gear, and I'm going to show you here. This is going to take 1 minute to show you both battles. Boom. We're buffing up, decreased defense, and we have buffs on. She does great damage. Same wave. Again, we're not going to put buffs on, and you're going to see the damage she does. So, of course, she did fantastic damage. Was it more than a Royal Guard coming in here all beefed up and doing damage to them? I don't know. Royal Guard does fantastic damage based off of enemy max HP and attack. So he does crazy high good damage as well. But as you saw there, that was really fast. She did 30,000. You can bring anybody in place there. Let me see if I can get out of here real quick. Okay, that's not working. Apologize. Okay, so here we are with our Seer. So I feel she should do more damage against bosses anyways, but instead, let me just go over her gear. I know I said that already. Let me get my thoughts together and finish this video out. So here she is. I went over her gear really quick. Don't worry about the numbers above me. You're going to see that right now. If anybody ever asks you, let me see your characters, show them this total stat screen. You can see Seer back here in the back. This is much easier. I don't have to add everything up. You want to see the screen anyways. Base stats over here. Artifacts. Great Haul. I can see what your Great Haul's at. I can see your tiers. I can see your Masteries. And then here's her total stuff. So I want to get her crit to 100 instead of 91. I want to get her crit damage up at least 20%, which we can do with Masteries, if not higher. And I want to get her accuracy up, which with a banner I could already add, you know, plus 70 accuracy or so. She'd be fine. I'll get a banner on her, get some speed on her. She's going to be great. So I can't wait for that. Here are her skills if you're unfamiliar with her. If you didn't watch my review on her yesterday, 20% chance to get an extra turn, which is pretty cool. This one is not good at all. I really don't like it. It just increases your crit for your whole team and gives them weaken for the other team. Nothing else. Does no damage. This is the one we've been using the whole time. Removes all buffs from all allies and enemies, then attacks enemies. Damage increased according to the number of buffs removed, and has a 50% chance to sleep them. Increases that chance to sleep by 5% for each buff removed. That's it. Damage based off enemy max HP. Kinda. Not really. It is based off enemy max HP, yes, but really it's based off of removing buffs. That's the main thing. It doesn't matter. They could have the highest enemy max HP in the world. She's not going to do crazy amount of damage unless you have a decreased defense and a whole bunch of buffs on your team or on their team. Or at least a few buffs, right, that we've seen to take out. She has a decent aura of resist. And then Masteries-wise, I'm going to be, like I said, I can't wait to take her down here to get Flawless Execution. I did my review on her yesterday, so if you want to know about Masteries and everything else on her, just watch the review yesterday. I can't wait to get that, and I can't wait to get a few other things to decrease turn meter, to increase the things I'm wearing, my artifacts, and to get accuracy. So that's it. That is Seer and PvP. I'm having a blast. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about her? If you have her, are you going to take her to 50 now and try her out in Arena? Are you excited to see how she is? Maybe you'll try her out and try to take out waves really quickly and get to the boss and just use her to get through the waves. Who knows? All I know is she is amazing in Arena. Please use her. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for the support. Like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.